What's going on, guys? Doing a quick video here of some masks that I had that have been in my collection for a really long time. I've had these masks since I was a kid. They're from the 90s. They're not the greatest masks ever, but you know, back when I was a kid, the internet wasn't what it is today, so I couldn't get online and get a hold of these private artists, you know, and get these really great masks. So I basically had to get whatever I could find at the local stores, you know, in my town. And Freddy and Jason stuff, obviously I'm a huge fan of the two franchises. There wasn't a lot of things there wasn't a lot of Freddy or Jason related things back when I was a kid. So when I seen these, I had to get them. And yeah, they've been in my collection for a long time, so let's take a look at these 90s masks that I have. First one here is Freddy from, it just says Freddy Krueger on there, but you can tell it's the one from Wes Craven's New Nightmare. A lot of people don't like this mask. It's not a bad sculpt, really, for what it is, for being a mass-produced mask. It's made out of vinyl, so these hold up a really long time. It's got a cut up the back, but it also has a piece of Velcro there that I didn't put on. It came like that, so you can Velcro it up and keep it sealed. Small eye holes up there to see out of, and I think there's a hole where he's missing that tooth. So it's not a terrible sculpt. I doubt any of this information will pick up on camera, but you can see all the writing right all over here. It says 1995 New Line Productions Inc. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. Our trademarks of New Line Cinema, all rights reserved, all that stuff. But I guess New Line Productions actually makes this mask. So instead of, you know, New Line Cinema, having a license and somebody else making it, New Line Cinema still has a license, but New Line Productions actually made this mask. So pretty cool. It said heavy duty vinyl. This came out in 1995. It's an older mask. I've had it ever since. I actually wore this for Halloween one year when I was a kid. And yeah, so really cool mask, really well made. You know, like I said, a lot of people don't like it. It's for what it is. I mean, to be able to just buy this at a random store, you know. And I think when I got this, it was like, you know, 25 bucks, maybe 20 to 25 bucks, and it was one of the more expensive masks back then. It is a cool mask. I've had it forever. It's really cool. You know, like I said, back then this was just an awesome mask, and the only other Freddy mask that I ever seen back then was the Don Post one. I have one of those. Maybe I'll do a video on it sometime. But I remember seeing this one. I just thought it was awesome, and I had to have it, and I've had it ever since. So there's that one, and one of the other ones I got here. And this was my all-time favorite mask for a long time when I was a kid. It's the New Line Cinema Jason Goes to Hell mask. And again, I'm not a huge fan of Wes Craven's New Nightmare or Jason Goes to Hell. I like both movies, but they're definitely not one of my favorites of the franchises. But still very cool. And when I was a kid, I mean, even those cheap China Hawks that you can get online, they didn't have those when I was a kid. So even the plastic hockey masks that we find were just not accurate to the movie at all. So when I got this at there's a local haunted house in my town, and it was, you know, one of the best haunted houses back in its day. They're no longer around, but they had this in their gift shop, and I remember I think I paid like 45 bucks for this, and that was unheard of back then. I mean, people were like, I went with my friends, and they were like, I couldn't believe you paid that much, you know. 45 bucks isn't bad for a mask, you know, but said back then this was the best Jason mask I had ever seen. They made 3 versions of this. One was this one, another one just like this, a little more deluxe though. I think it had like some sparse hair punched in there or glued on or whatever. And then another version that had a little bit bigger of a neck piece and foam filled. And anyways, I got this one. It said it's made by Scinema Secrets. It says 1993 on it, so this was made in 1993 when this mask came out. The paint's just awesome on this. The paint really really, I don't know how much of that's picking up on camera, but there's vein work, blue and red vein work through the whole mask. I mean, the paint is just, the sculpt too is very accurate. I think I'm not positive, but I think that the mold that Cinema Secrets got has lineage to the mold made for the mask used in the movie, I think. So I'm thinking Jason Goes to Hell, it wasn't just a cowl, I think it was a whole mask, I think. It has lineage to the movie mold somehow, I'm pretty sure. But you can see it just has some great details. There's no cut up the back of this, but the neck piece is big enough you can pull it over your head. This is latex. It's a good thickness, a good solid thickness for a mass-produced mask. So the details are just crazy. And the leather straps are painted great. There's just all kinds of vein work all through the whole mask. It's just a great axe wound up there. It's a really great mask. I mean, this was just the coolest Jason mask when I first seen it, and I had to have it. It's a little out of shape here. The paint job is amazing. The mask, from being from 1993 and being latex, is still in great shape. This is one of the few masks, I collected masks when I was a kid and I kind of got out of it and I got back into it just the past few years. This is one of the few masks that I never packed away. I mean, I don't pack away the stuff that I've got recently, but all the stuff that I had from way back, I packed away. This one always has been on display. So it's still in great shape. I mean, the paint's still perfect on it. The latex is still great. The only thing is, you might see the mask looks a little weird in some spots. You can tell the paint's peeling, and that's not even from being old. It started happening like that right after I got the mask. Within the same week I had the mask, it started flaking and peeling. It's whatever paint they used, this like silver paint they used for the hockey mask. It just flakes off. I don't know. The rest of the mask, I mean, painted really well. I mean, they look like they're hand painted. They might be, I don't know, really well done, but the paint they used on the hockey mask just didn't stick to the latex well, so it started flaking off, and I touched it up a little bit here and there, but other than that, it's in great shape. It's just a really cool mask. I still love this mask. Still love this mask. Always will. Yeah. So, a couple of masks that I've had since way back in the early 90s, early to mid 90s. Still have them both. You can find these on, like I said, they're vinyl, so they survive really well. They don't dissolve or anything. So you can find these on eBay for really cheap. These ones are getting harder and harder to find. So you can still find them, but you might pay a little more for them. Up to, I've seen them go from up to 80 bucks, 75 to 80 bucks. You can still get them for, depending on who's selling them, you can get them for a little cheaper. But they're just getting a little harder to find now. So I'm glad, like I said, I've got this one back in '93 when it first came out. Still one of my all-time favorite masks that I own. But yeah. So yeah, it's a couple masks that I've had for a long time from the 90s. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Later.